In this video, I'm going to show you what you can do with switchgrass and conifer trees and how to make quality whitetail habitat in whitetail bedding areas. So I'm really excited to do this video. I'm really excited to see how this spot grows. And so this is a goldenrod patch in here. It doesn't look like it now because that goldenrod's still growing. And so we have some switchgrass in here, a little bit of switchgrass in here that did not do as well as it did back here, and I'll tell you why in just a second. But we've got some switchgrass screen all the way around here, so that makes them bed inside the goldenrod. And so maybe sometime in the future I'll take out some of this goldenrod, plant some different growth, and just kind of let the hardwood regeneration come in with the sunlight. And we don't have anything really shading out this area. And so as you can see, there's a lot of weeds in here, so we're going to come mow this probably in June sometime, or July, probably in June. And so, but making a quality whitetail bedding area is really easy. We have the switchgrass right in here. I mean, we used a tractor disc to do this. We have a four-wheeler disc as well from Groundhog Max that we're getting here pretty soon. But we use the tractor disc to do this, and I know that not everybody has a tractor to do this, and I'm really blessed to be able to have a tractor and my dad come in here and do this and till this up. But if you're making switchgrass, you don't have to have a tractor to do switchgrass. It is best to till the ground up to do switchgrass, but you don't have to have a tractor to do it. But we have this switchgrass all the way around. It even looks, we had some drone footage, it looks like a deer hoof print, so that's actually kind of neat. But I did not plan it to look like that. It's just how it looked. But this is a really cool spot, and it's a really flat spot as well. But we got this switchgrass screen right in here, and then as you can see, we got this red cedar tree right to my left. And so I have a whole, you can't see it, but there's a switchgrass screen going this way, and then right behind it, where I'm standing, is a whole red cedar tree screen too. So once these red cedar trees grow up, they're actually looking really good. Got some of those from Coldstream Farms, but once these red cedar trees grow up, we're going to have a really good quality whitetail bedding area because we have all this cover, the switchgrass cover and this red cedar cover. So by hopefully the end of this year, once we mow it, the switchgrass will be about this high, and then by next year it should be even higher. It might be 6 feet by this year, just depending on the growing conditions. Over there it'll probably be better. But since the reason why this didn't grow very well is because this is right next to the field. And so I think when they came and sprayed the field, this is only probably 7 foot away from the ag field right here. I got the four-wheeler right here, and then we got the four-wheeler right here, and then we got the ag field. But I think when they came and sprayed some of this, I think some of that, when it was kind of windy and stuff, it came onto this switchgrass, so it did not grow as well, and it killed some of the switchgrass, which I thought about before, and I kind of knew that that was going to happen. So that's kind of what the red cedar tree is going to do. So the red cedars are really good, and they're going to help block this off, so they can bed right in this stuff, especially right now in springtime. This is a great bedding area because none of the goldenrod's really up. Some of this dead goldenrod's still here, but most of it is just switchgrass. So that's really cool. Got some pampas grass all the way in the back, kind of trying that out, experimenting with that, see if the deer like it and can bed by it. But that also works pretty well too because it stays up for most of the winter. And so we got thorn bushes all throughout here. They can even eat on some of those. We got some little trees that they can eat on because deer need that browse in their bedding areas while they're bedded down. So we're going to plant some red osier dogwood in here hopefully by next year, and then even some of this hardwood regeneration coming in will help do that as well. But we got these red cedar trees all in here, and hopefully this will be a really good spot. Even in next year it'll be a really good spot for deer to bed. I've already found there's some deer tracks just right here on the four-wheeler path, and spooked a couple deer yesterday or 2 days ago, and then we've found a bed back in here, so they really like to bed in this spot. And so now that we kind of talked about this, I'm going to go over to all the way on the other side of the property, and I'll show you another switchgrass bedding area and conifer tree bedding area that I'm working on this year. Alright, so we're here in the second bedding area. Got all the switchgrass hopefully coming in soon, and we're actually gonna replant this because I should have disked it up before I did it, but it was kind of just an experiment on what it would be like without disking it. But I think the best thing to do would be to disk it. But as you can see, we've got all this. I had all this sprayed, and I'm probably gonna have to spray it again before we plant, and hopefully use the ATV disc and come in here, especially around there, and plant some switchgrass. So on this line to the right, we have switchgrass, and on this line to the left, we have all these trees. And so here's a hybrid willow tree, and then here's a red cedar tree, and they're doing really well, those ones from Coldstream Farms. And if you're making bedding areas as I am, get some trees at Coldstream Farms, and they can be really good. Got really good quality trees. All of my trees, most of my trees, probably 98% of my trees have made it, have lived through this, and from Coldstream Farms. So really cool. Those are great trees. But I'm going to plant switchgrass down in here, and then we're going to have a line come all the way back up. And then we have this red cedar tree and hybrid willow mix line coming this way on the right side of it. And so that wraps all the way around the pond, around this thorn thicket right here. And so I'm really excited to see how this does. And this is a really good combination using the conifers and the switchgrass at the same time. And then they can bed back in here. And so thought about maybe putting a tree stand or a ladder stand in this, shooting this way. But then that's our first option. And then the second option would to be mow some of this thicket out right here and build an elevated blind. But this is a really nice tree to do it on as well. A little bit of limbs, so I might have to cut some. But probably won't hunt that this year. We're probably going to hunt it next year or the year after that, once the switchgrass is really coming in and growing. But this is kind of down the bottom, all this water and stuff. So switchgrass really needs a lot of sun. So this is a lot of shade, but then it's basically clear all the way over here. So it'll get most of the sun. The water might be a problem. We'll just have to see how it kind of goes. But hopefully we get some good germination on this. And we'll have a good conifer screen, switchgrass screen, and then they can bed all throughout here. And I've already found some beds in here. There's browse in here. They've really been in here working all this up. So all these habitat improvements are really good, not only for deer. I saw my first turkey ever on the farm just yesterday or 2 days ago. And so they never liked it here because there wasn't that much cover. And once you start putting in these habitat improvements and stuff like that, those turkeys, especially that small game, the first year switchgrass growth, they love this. This is a rabbit corner right here. They absolutely love this in here. I see a rabbit every time I come in here. So hopefully we'll use an ATV and disc all this up, and then we'll have some good switchgrass in here, and then a conifer stand right there. And so hopefully that'll be 40 feet tallish in a couple of years, and there'll be a really good protection on here. So I hope that helps you if you're trying to make a bedding area. And so you got to get rid of some of the cover, the non-quality cover, to put in more cover, and it'll be worth it in the end. So we mowed all of this, and then we're going to put some this will be a whole switchgrass line all the way through here, and then we'll have trees on the other side. So I hope this helps you if you're trying to do that as well. And I'll bring this to you hopefully in the next week or so, and we're going to be planting some of this switchgrass with the ATV Groundhog Max disc. So hope that helps you when you're trying to make a bedding area, and I can't wait to see how this does this season.